If you want to grab a black trash bag and a donation box, we're going to make a quick pass through the house. There's 5 things you should declutter this time of year. Oh, and I found my red tablecloth. Now I know we're all really busy this time of year, so I promise these are really quick things that you can declutter. Please have a donation box and a black trash bag with you. We're looking for donations, but probably we're gonna find some trash as well. All right, we're gonna get started with a couple of things that will help other people. Then I'm gonna talk about 3 things that are gonna highly benefit you to move out of your house. So number 1, do you have any winter gear that you could donate? Now, this is mostly for those of us who live in cold weather climates, but do you have any hats, mittens, scarves, coats, snow pants, boots that you could pass on, or do you have any extra blankets? And then beyond that, you could also look for unused toiletries or anything else like that that you have in your house that others could make use of. Just at church this past weekend, they were talking about a ministry in the Twin Cities here in our area that needs all of these things. Oh, I forgot to mention socks too. But hang on a second, because here's what can be a little bit tricky about this. As human beings, we are looking for safety, security, especially as women. What do we want? We just want to feel secure. Like the ground under our feet is stable and we have what we need. Most of us don't even need extravagant things. We just want to know that our day-to-day needs are met, right? But then when we go to declutter some of this stuff, sometimes our brain battles with us because on one hand we say, I don't need this stuff anymore. Let's pass it on to someone else who can make use of it. And then we have this other side that says, but wait, what if you need that someday? And it challenges our sense of security because for many of us, we find security in knowing that we have extra coats and snow pants and boots and blankets, especially if we live in a cold weather area. And so we're constantly battling this, right? And so you might even think like, yes, I want to donate stuff. I want to help other people, but what if I need it someday? And so what do we do when those thoughts come into our head? One thing that's been really helpful for me is to ask myself, well, how hard would it be to come by this item again? So if we got rid of all of our extra snow pants, each child just had 1 pair, and one of them gets a rip or stands too close to the heater and melts them, or they get lost somewhere, how hard is it to replace them? Okay, and I wanted to come down to our basement real quick. This is our like extra bin of winter stuff, and I know in here, let's see, those are Tom's. We've had the cutest little pair of snow pants, and these obviously don't fit anyone in our family anymore, but I kept hanging on to them thinking like, well, what if we get a foster placement and we need some cute little snow pants? They're so, I don't know why I feel like this attachment to them. They're just so cute. Anyways, but I keep hanging on to them for someday thinking like, well, what if? And I've just been feeling this season like, you know, should I really hang on to stuff for someday if there's someone who could be using it immediately? So again, when I heard of this church in the Twin Cities and they're like, anything we get like goes right back out right away. Just for myself personally, this is just where I'm at, feeling convicted like, you know what, like why don't we just pass this stuff on if we're not for sure using it right now? And again, like how hard would it be to replace? I really think like within our community, if we did get a foster placement and I didn't have the right stuff, I feel like I could put word out in our community and it would not be hard to come by this stuff again. So it's okay for me not to keep everything inventoried in my house. I can draw on our community too in that regard. That's what community is supposed to be for, right? So I don't personally have to have everything, and that's a very freeing thought. But it's taken me a little while to get here, so maybe you're not there, and that's totally fine. And then you put them back in the bin and you hang on to them for another year, and that's totally fine too. But asking this question, how hard would it be to replace, has been really helpful for me. And this is also a really great opportunity just to like straighten things up. But something else that's helped me get over the fear of donating stuff that I maybe could use someday is to have a really good grasp on my current inventory. Often I had duplicates, I had things I had stocked up on and had totally forgotten about. So now I feel like I really know my inventory. I know what's extras, what's duplicates, and so I can share that stuff much more confidently. Okay, number 2, do we have any food that we can donate? Now again, remember, our brains are hardwired to hoard. So sometimes we find ourselves taking advantage of sales, stocking up on things, even though it's stuff that we don't regularly use. And so this can be a great time of year to make a pass through your pantry and wherever you keep food in your kitchen and look for things that might be expiring in the future, or just those strange things that we sometimes get that we're just not using. And again, now remember, this can challenge our sense of security, right? For many of us, having extra food on hand helps us to feel safe and secure. And that's okay. We each have our own line for how much we need. But again, for me, I choose to keep that stuff down in our basement. So I have a couple shelves down there. That's like our container, our limit for how much extra that we're gonna keep. But up here in our kitchen, in order for this space to function well and for me not to waste food, I have to keep pretty low inventory up here. Then I can always see what it is that we have. I can keep a better eye on it. And I rarely find stuff expiring before we have a chance to use it. Now, that doesn't mean that once in a while we don't end up with some random stuff up here, right, that we're just not using. And so I just try to ask myself, is there someone else that could be making use of this right now? And so it actually feels really good to make a pass through and look for anything that you could drop off at your local food shelf. Oh yeah, and definitely add to the list uncomfortable or outdated sofas, right? Maybe it's time to ask for a new couch for Christmas. Thank you Allform for sponsoring today's video. We love our Allform sofa, mainly because I got to pick out the exact couch that I wanted for this space. Allform are modular sofas and chairs, and I got to choose how big did I want it to be. Did we want a chaise end? What color? What material? And so it was really fun to customize it specific for this space. We always had a difficult time finding just the right sofa, and so I love all of the different configurations that you can come up with and how easy they make it. You just go onto their website and you can play around with all of the different configurations and colors and sizes. But what's so awesome is that once you select your sofa, it comes delivered to your door. Shipping is included in the US, and it's in individual boxes. And so it's so easy to bring in, even if it's going to an upper level or a lower level, super easy. And then once you bring it in and get it unboxed, it's a breeze to put together. You can put it together in as little as 20 minutes, and you don't have to have a mechanical background to be able to do that. Plus, they're made right here in the US. They have a 10-year warranty, and then you also get 100 days to try it out. So get it into your house, get it set up, live on it. We live on this sofa, right? Watch movies, sit, relax, read a book. Isn't it amazing how much time we actually spend on our sofas? So you want to make sure that it's the right fit for you and your family. And so we've had our Allform sofa now for over a year, and I'm so pleased with how it's held up, how the cushions have kept their shape, how easy it is to clean. Occasionally when we do get something on it or a spot on it, it's so easy to just grab a microfiber cloth and everything has come right out. There's actually no stains. Wow, I actually just realized that there's no stains on our couch anywhere. The material has just been so durable, and we have 4 kids. They've destroyed my throw pillows, but the couch is actually holding up. Plus, if you use our link down below, you'll save 20% on your own Allform sofa or chair. So we definitely won't be decluttering this anytime soon, but let's move on to the other things on our list. Okay, now switching gears to things that'll benefit you to declutter. Kids toys. This is the #1 time of year to declutter kids toys because they have the hope of new toys coming in, right? And so I'm actually gonna do a full session, a full hour-long workshop in our 5 Days to an Organized Christmas coming up this Saturday, December 3rd. And so if you wanna join in for that, we'll put the link down below. It's completely free, and there's a replay available too if you wanna catch that. So I'm not gonna go into a ton of detail now on kids toys because there's so much to say about it, and I get kind of passionate about it. But here's what I want you to know around toys. Our kids are drowning in stuff, and what they're so desperate for is human connection, for uninterrupted time with you. And so we've talked a lot about this Christmas, about how do we scale back gifts with our kids, and I think it's understanding this. It's switching our mindset that, you know, for many of us growing up, Christmas was all about toys because that was one of the only times of the year that we got them. But our kids live in such a different world right now, and it's crazy to think that they're actually lonely, that they don't get enough time with mom and dad uninterrupted. And so that has been a huge mindset shift for us, is that we are focusing on new traditions and activities together and doing stuff together and less on the physical items. But I have to tell you, we've been doing this for multiple years now, and our kids love it. They just love it, and they talk about the things that we're doing together, and they tell others about it. And so I really think you can go pretty far decluttering your kids' toys, and it'll be very safe, and you don't have to worry about making mistakes. And I know sometimes we're the ones that are more attached to the toys than they are, and that's okay. Go ahead and put those items in your memory bin or in their memory bin. We can keep a few, right, of the really special things, but most of the stuff isn't actually serving us anymore. So let's move it out of our house so our house feels better, it's less cluttered, it's more enjoyable to be in, and again, we can have more time to spend with one another. All right, then next we have holiday decor. So I think the best thing we can do is decorate our house for the holidays, and then look what's left. And some stuff might be sentimental, and so you're keeping it just for special reasons. But again, it might be best if we can just create a separate bin for that stuff, so it's not mixed in with all of our regular holiday decor. So you might have a sentimental Christmas bin, that's totally fine. So put that stuff in there, have a container and a limit, and then look at what's left in the bottom of your bins. Now, the reason this is so important is, well, A, we don't want to have to pack it away and deal with all this extra inventory anymore, but B, many donation centers won't take Christmas or holiday decor other times of the year. So if you want to be able to donate it now, let it have a new life with someone else. But it's been really fun to hear from many of you that as you've simplified your holiday decor, you find renewed energy around decorating and enjoying even your special pieces. And so it really is a kindness to yourself for next year to donate and declutter and get rid of this stuff now, so you just don't have to manage it anymore. And then the final category is stuff that you could sell for a couple of reasons. One, it's really helpful to have extra spending money this time of year, right? But some people do look for used items to give as gifts, whether it's kids' toys, game consoles, games, all of that kind of stuff, especially if you still have the original packaging, but you don't have to. But other people too see the sales of stuff going on and are reminded of something that they wanted to buy. So maybe someone wanted to buy an Instant Pot, but they're gonna check Marketplace to see if they can find a used one at an even better price. And so it is a perfect time of year to post it. Now, this all takes time and energy. So we have to be realistic about where we're at. Do I have the bandwidth to list stuff and go through all of the back and forth and all of that with selling it? Or would it still be better just to donate it, plant good seeds, hope someone else can make better use of it? There's always that option as well. Okay, so how did that go? Like I said, I know sometimes decluttering challenges our sense of security, but often just knowing what it is and telling our brain like, oh, hey, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We have enough, right? Let's share some of our excess with others can help us to overcome some of these hurdles. So you're definitely not alone if you're like, wow, why am I like clinging to this stuff? I don't know. It's just our wiring. It's just how our brain is wired to protect us and to keep us safe, right? So it's totally normal, but it does feel good to move some of this stuff out, not only to share it with others, but just to have our house just feel a little bit better too, right? So, hey, by the way, aren't these earrings cool? These are from Empowered Goods. And so every purchase helps women in Mexico earn a fair living, which is so cool. And I actually have a link down below where you can save 15% off your order. So again, more Christmas shopping for a really great cause. They have lots of really cool different things on there as well. And for those of you who had heard about the missing red tablecloth saga, I did find it in one of the kids' memory bins. I must have just stuck it in there when I was doing a video one time. And so it was in there, it was up in the closet upstairs. So we found it, and now our Christmas decorating is complete and our house feels ready for Christmas and really festive too. So thank you for your concern about that as well. But I would love to know, how are your holiday preparations coming together? Are you feeling kind of on top of things? And like I said, we're gonna do a couple more workshops in our 5 days to an organized Christmas. So it's not too late to sign up for that. It's completely free. I just wanna do anything I can to help you have a really enjoyable holiday season. Oh, and if you have a little extra energy and you wanna do a little more decluttering before Christmas, I have another video about 5 ways to declutter faster. And so that can be helpful this time of year as well. So I'll link to that too. But I love you. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.